I'm a woman over 40. How heavy should I be lifting? This is the question, right? This is the question that I see all the time. This is the question that I see popping up on socials. How heavy should a woman lift? Well, you might not see results if you're not doing this correctly. If you're lifting weights that are too light or too heavy, you could be stuck and you might be sabotaging your own goals, right? So why do women ask this question so much? I'll point out you don't often see men asking how heavy they should lift, right? Women are afraid of bulking, they're afraid of injury, and they don't really know what heavy means. They don't really know what that definition is. What is a heavy weight for a woman, right? So let's talk about this a little bit. First of all, the bulking myths. You are not going to bulk. You are not going to look like you're prepping for a bodybuilding competition by lifting heavy weights. Okay? If you want proof of this, you could look at some power lifters that lift heavy weights, and they do not have a giant frame and they're lifting very heavy weights. So another myth that I hear all the time, which used to be much more popular, I feel, is that you should lift light weights for toning. That's a myth. Toning is not going to improve your strength or help your health much. Lifting light weights is just going to tire you out. Muscle is either going to grow or it's going to just stay the same, right? So in order for muscle to grow, scientifically, you have to break it down. Then it regrows. When it regrows stronger. So if you're just lifting light weights all the time, you're not getting any breakdown of that muscle. You're wasting your time. That's my view of it, okay? So I'm someone, I love to lift heavy weights. I love to break through my last personal best record. I love to challenge myself, and I think you'll like it too. So let's flip kind of how we feel about that as women and realize that it's okay for us to lift heavy, and it's actually helpful for us and for our health. So if you have been started exercising as a beginner, or if you've been exercising for a while, you should have your notebook or your app or wherever you're logging of your workouts, right? So you should have an idea of how much weight you're doing and how many reps you're doing. So what you need to start doing is making sure that you are getting close to failure with your sets, which will ensure that you're lifting heavy. So if you're a beginner, I'm going to give a little different advice than what I do, okay? Because I've been lifting weights for 10 years. So if you're a beginner, I'm going to say stick to the 8 to 10 rep range. There's some reasons for this. I wouldn't recommend a beginner do super heavy where you're only doing 3 reps and you're at failure at number 3. I wouldn't suggest that because your tendons and your ligaments have not had a chance to strengthen, and we don't want to cause an injury. So if you're a beginner, 8 to 10 reps. If you get to number 10 and you feel like you could have done 5 more, 6 more, 7 more, you're too light, okay? So then on your next set, I want you to go up in weight. And I want you to see how that feels. And if that happens again, I want you to go up in weight. And I want you to see how that feels, okay? So it might take you a couple of weeks of workouts to get into your sweet spot for all of your exercises. I want it to get so you feel like you could only do 1 or 2 more. So I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think you're going to find that maybe you have been doing one arm rows with a dumbbell that's 12 pounds. And I think that if you do this and you get to 10 reps and it was easy, and then you up that weight to 15 and you get to 10 reps again, and you up that weight to 20, you might even get to 10 reps again and you could have done a few more. Your real weight that maybe you should be doing is around 25 or 30 pounds. So us as women can lift heavy. Generally, when I do a one-arm dumbbell row, I'm doing 72 pounds for my dumbbell, okay? So, and I've worked my way up in that because at first that seemed overwhelming, but use this technique. So overall, as you do your workout, you're aiming for challenging, not max effort, okay? So you're not going to go to failure on all of these sets. At the end of your workout, you should feel really worked, but I'm hoping you should not feel destroyed, right? You should be able to continue with your daily activities. You're going to feel tired and spent, but you should be able to still continue with making dinner, doing whatever you need to do in the evening, or going to work if you work out in the morning. All right. So once you're comfortable with that, as you track your workouts, anytime that you're hitting 10 reps for all 3 sets, you are to go up in weight the next week. Okay. So if you're doing that one arm dumbbell row and you're doing the 20 pounder and all 3 sets, you're getting to 10 and you could have done 1 more or 2 more, the next time you work out, you're going to look in your notebook, you're going to see that, and you're going to up your weight. Okay. So that's basically how you continue to progress. You might have weeks where you're feeling more tired. Maybe you didn't sleep well. Expect some ups and downs. One week, maybe you do 10 reps of that exercise, and then the next week you try to increase your weight and you can't get 5 out. That's okay. That's going to happen. So your final reps for each exercise should feel challenging, but your form should be controlled. Okay. So stick with this plan, 8 to 10 reps. If you're getting 3 sets out of 10, up your weight. So what you will do over time is you'll continue to up your weight. What will happen with that is over time, you're going to move from a beginner weightlifter to an intermediate. At that time, you're going to start decreasing your reps. So instead of 8 to 10, you're going to be going for 6 to 8. And you're going to be using the same format. When you're hitting your 8s consistently, you're going to go up in weight because you want to stay between that 6 to 8 range once you're intermediate. Okay. Make sure your form is solid. Make sure you're not increasing your weights too much. It's always a hard thing. Generally for your upper body, go up 2 to 5 pounds when it's time to move up. Lower body, 5 to 10 pounds generally will work. And doing this is going to make you stronger. You're going to actually build lean muscle, which is what we want to do in midlife. We want to have more muscle. We want to have that muscle work for us, burn more calories, maintain our body composition, give us a nice shape. We want to improve our bone density, right? So lifting heavy weights is going to help you with your bone density. And of course, your metabolism will increase and stay at a better place for you if you are carrying more lean muscle. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Okay? As long as you're following this advice, doing things step by step, making sure your form is good, you're going to see improvement. Your goal is progressive overload. That's what we would say in the personal training world, right? We're progressively overloading your muscles so that they are getting stronger. If you are just getting started, watch my video on how to start strength training at 40. I also have some other videos that have some brief workouts in them that I can walk you through. And please download my protein worksheet, which will take you 20 seconds to fill out, and you'll know exactly how much protein you should be eating a day. Subscribe to my channel, check out my mini courses, and I hope to see you again.